Hey, I'm Sarah Gaither with Carolina Pottery, and Easter has arrived. So what we're going to do today is we're going to create an Easter project. One of the things as crafters that we love to do is repurpose things. So as you might imagine, this is actually a snowman hat, but today we're going to turn it into an Easter bunny top hat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and I'm going to cut this rim off because we don't want to have a red Easter bunny hat and we don't want to have the holly on it. And then I'm just going to pull this off. Now I'll save, of course, those holly with the berries because I'll use it for something else. We all know the importance of that. I'm not going to worry about this because I'm going to cover that up. The next thing I'm going to do is take my fun spring ribbon and I'm going to add that as the band around the hat. So I'm not going to glue it yet, I'm just measuring it out, and then I'm going to cut off the length that I need. And then I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm going to run a strip of glue down the back of my ribbon. Or maybe not a strip, maybe it'll just be little clumps of it all down the ribbon. And then I'm going to take and place this around the hat very carefully so that I do not burn my fingers. And so now what I want to do is I want to add some fun stuff to the front of the hat. So I've gotten some different kinds of Easter picks. This one is little curly cues. We have some with Easter eggs. And so we're going to look and decide what we want to add. Now, if you want to add another part of your bow, that's a-okay too. So you would just come on, make just like a tie your shoe bow, just a little bow. And then we're going to glue that on. Using a piece of wire. And then we're just going to glue this to the band that we just made. Now I'm actually going to use, this is a glue pan, but it's a little bit smaller than the one that you've seen me use before. And then we're just going to stick this right on. And don't worry if the wire's showing because you're going to cover it up with different things. And so that will not be a big deal. And so now we have our bow. And I'm going to add my picks around the bow. So using my wire cutters, I think I'm going to start with some of these curly cues. I'm going to pull that down so that I have a little something to stick through the actual hat. And again, I'm going to just dip this into my little glue pan. I'm going to come right behind my bow and stick those on. And you can do as many as you want. This is the fun part when you get to be the designer. And I'm just going to keep adding. Since it's Easter, I definitely want to add some Easter eggs. And I need some yellow and pink on there. So I'm going to take my egg into my glue and I'm going to just start adding around. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's what makes you the happiest. So then I would just keep adding and adding. I like this, as our technical term is, our sticky outies. So I definitely want to use some of these. Now the great thing is, we've talked about repurposing. I don't need this whole pick, so I'm going to be able to have that for another project. Maybe I'm going to want to make a wreath that matches. And so I'm going to add just a little bit more of this to the other side. And then I'll be ready for the next step. Now you could just stop here and this could be a wonderful centerpiece or something for a side table because it's really cute. I would add a little bit more to it, Or we could go on to the next step and turn it into the actual Mr. Cottontail. So what we have here is our bunny hanging, and we're going to add this to underneath our hat. And he actually has wires in them. And so we're going to come underneath the hat and we're going to wire this on. So now that you have your bunny wired together, we're missing something. We need his ears. So I'm going to come into his top hat and I'm going to add the bunny ears. And again, these have wires already in them. And I'm just going to wire those on. And then I'm going to tuck the wire up inside the hat. And we definitely want him to be able to hear well, so we're going to add 2 ears, one on the other side. Tucking that wire up into your hat. And so now we have our finished bunny rabbit. So what can you do with them? We can add a wire on the back and just hang them on the front door, or we can actually add them into a mesh wreath. To learn how to make a mesh wreath, check out our other DIY videos. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Sarah Gaither with Carolina Pottery.